Rising star Ben Garcia is a community health specialist who provides HIV, HCV, STD, and opioid overdose prevention education to higher-risk communities throughout the Finger Lakes region. He had the honor of being the 2017 Latinx Scholar at the Frost Place and the 2018 Cantamundo Fellow at the Palm Beach Poetry Festival. His work has recently appeared or is forthcoming in, among many others, the New England Review, American Poetry Review, Lambda Literary, Boston Review, Kenyon Review Online, Best New Poets 2018, and Gulf Coast. Please give a warm welcome to Ben Garcia.
So I guess thank you for having me, and thank you for being here. So I'm going to read a lot of poems about sex. So yeah, I am working as a sexual health educator, so a lot of this work is actually coming from that. Huitlacoche. Huitlacoche. Go ahead and call me what I am. Call me faggot, homo, joto, pinche puto. Unhusk me if you must. Call me acquired, call me dirty, call me corn smut. Though it looks like a prostate rolled in soot, Huitlacoche at the farmer's market sells as Mexican truffle. Yet Mexicans, or yet farmers in your heartland treat it like a sickness. And because disease can decimate a monoculture, they are afraid. That's why they bundle and they burn it, a literal faggot. I said it and I'll say it. Call me what I am. And if you can't pronounce my surname, I'm supposed to say don't sweat it. Don't sweat it, because even Huitlacoche is a corruption of the Nahuatl Huitlacochin, which is a corruption of Huitlacoche. Tongues make mistakes, and mistakes make languages. Like I was saying, for a long time, I couldn't pronounce them either, the things I like. As with any delicacy, it's best to start slow. Sound it out. Huitlacoche, analingus, masturbation. When you master saying them out loud, it's time to rub any two syllables together. Cock, suck, pussy, fuck, ass, lick. Relax. They are only words. They are the only words you need to insult someone, or to have sex with them, no matter what country you find yourself in. Words have their luggage, like immigrants have their customs. Huitlacoche, mariposa, maricon. Now that I have put it in my mouth, I am proud to be a faggot. But it sounds so hateful when you say it. A coworker really said this to me. I said, because that's the way I always heard it. How do you speak such good English anyway? Smile, say nothing, don't sweat it. He aimed it as a compliment. Faggot, wetback, Huitlacoche. All my life I've heard it. Learning English, it hurted is what I would say when I wanted to say it hurt. Not anymore. I know all about tense agreement. Just tell me where to conjugate, and I will. Shut your mouth when I'm talking. Spores come out in droves like mosquitoes birthed for blood, or I'll give you what I got. The language in question. The language in question is criminal. Like a shark, it ate a license plate, and it ate the shark. It gorges like a gorge, a river lapping away deposits of clay. Like a sinkhole, the language in question ate a chateau and the family inside. It pickpockets the stranger with gusto. It barters with bards, pays in counterfeit. Money is no object. The tongue desires, the language acquires. The language in question likes conquest, moves west because it hungers like locusts. Like the larvae of the caddisfly, this tongue makes a shell of what it pilfered. It's the apex predator of the food pyramid. It ransacked the pyramids and tours the spoils of theft to the country of origin, but only on loan. A paper wasp that makes its home from what it chewed and spat back out of your own, and it stings you if you get too close. Too close. Stung. I told you the language in question is the S-shaped tongue of the anteater, the so-called wormtongue. It warms itself at the fire it made from other people's scrolls, codices, tomes. It entombs and embalms and lights bombs. The language in question thinks it's Billy the Kid. The language in question is shooting up the saloon. The language in question is shooting up meth, dope, coke. Whatever's on hand is the drug of choice. The language in question is corrupt. It's poison and salve, savage and sage. It's honeysuckle and bitter oleander. Only a lawyer could make sense of it and sell it to the highest bidder. Like a snake that ate a parrot whole, spits out the bright feathers without a bird to hold them together. That's what it's like when the accent doesn't even come close. The language gets twisted. The tongue gets tired. I'd bet it's kinky and likes to be tied. Likes every bit of itself bit. This tongue bids adieu, hold in the mouth. Adios, amigos. Yeah, so those were a mouthful. A lot of the new work is sort of, I just let it do whatever it's going to do. This next poem references, I guess, before, like, Grindr, if you know what that is, which is a, hookup app for gay men. There had to be a way to let other folks know, what you were into, what you did, just so that you avoided confusion and could find what you were looking for. Ode to the Peacock. In the language of the handkerchief, there's really nothing I don't want. I'm glad to be paid in gold when the devil beats his you-know-what. If you think it's indecent for a body to fan open, iridescent, gird your gaze, because, honey, I'm throwing up my kerchief like a flare gun shot. Watch me unskirt a frosted muffin. Top me with sprinkles. I'm flashing red, yellow, green, go. You're the stallion and I'm the mare. Smear my queer into the mirror. Now you are the mare, and I am the stale smell in the restroom stall, and you're an all-you-can-eat buffet. Let me just say your eyes are the most beautiful, urinal cake blue. Blue as in the past tense of blow, and blow as in Coke, even though you suck it up, buttercup and butterscotch. A man named Scott wants his scotch filthy gorgeous, or maybe that's a martini. A man named Martin, a man named who knows what. Who knows what it means to pluck roses from my chest, using just his teeth, and sometimes, yes, blood, which is thicker than water. I know something thicker. It's called incest, when a nephew makes his uncle, say pea, say cock. Katy Perry sings the song, let me see your peacock cock. Behold my royal flesh stamped with eyes. Don't tiptoe in your slippers, stomp on eggs, shells, balloons, lick my boots until I see myself being spit on like you're squelching the inferno. Sometimes fire, sometimes feathers. Elect a whip or bind me blind in leather. Pink polka dot and seafoam green. If you don't already know, let me show you what it means for a boy to be, a boy to be. When hard in my harness, you'd best call me daddy, but don't call any of this dirty, not unless the person doing it wants it. Then it's smut. Wipe the rosary from my brow. Use the fabric pouring from your lips. And this is not an ode. Not an ode to pubic lice. Someone gave you this gift, and now you present it to me, and I accept, the way one accepts a pregnancy not quite planned. Maybe that's a poor metaphor. Scratch that. People can't appreciate pubic lice for the scratching. But isn't it a relief to be alive, digging at the X marks the spot? You're in an oil field in West Texas. Scratch that. You're an echidna who, lacking nipples, leaks milk from pores just to feed a just-hatched clutch. A miracle to support generations. A miracle to all by your lonesome be an ecosystem. Do you ever shut up long enough to even think about that? How these animals have lived so loyally with us? Their small and parallel love and loss on our bodies? Little louse Heathcliff, little louse Juliet? No, you just think about yourself and your crotch and what the checkout boy might think about you buying Nicks. Here's a tip. Pick the clerk who looks like a virgin. So maybe he thinks the Head Lice shampoo is actually for head lice. Or better yet, don't be ashamed to say yes. This box of specialty shampoo is for the residue of residence after a night of anonymous sex. When he says, huh? Say, it's a different species than the kind that likes to live on your head. It's been traced back to starting in gorillas. Not that I'm suggesting we had sex with gorillas, but crabs didn't just teleport from an ape's tarantula fur into our tuffets. Maybe we hunted apes or took their bed or borrowed a bathrobe. All I'm saying is you dishonor your parents and their parents and their parents, going back to the ones who were cool enough to kick it with gorillas. Did you really think it was just a figure of speech when grandparents said he got bit by the love bug? All I'm saying is, this is a chain letter you'd better not break, or it's 7 years of bad sex. All I'm saying is, it's an ancient Valentine, chalky hearts that crawl with small nothings. I love you, forever, be mine, XOXO. Alright, so I'll do 2 more, one of them shorter. So one of the series that I'm working on is this language, which explores just how we talk about stuff. One of the trainings that I do is in suicide prevention, and in suicide prevention you're supposed to be as direct as possible when you're addressing someone thinking about taking their life, and you should actually be more direct instead of just, are you thinking of hurting yourself? Because that person may already be hurting, so they may not be seeing taking their life as hurting themselves. The language in question. An X drawn in orange on a tree trunk. One morning it was there, 30 feet of maple, gone by the time I gave back home. The city gave me no choice. Sometimes we have no choice, and warning signs can go unnoticed, until I didn't think they were serious. They wanted attention, didn't mean it. Sometimes it doesn't hurt. Death feels like a solution. Sometimes it hurts so much. After all, you are thinking of hurting yourself. No, you are thinking of hurting other people, not us. Walking a gorge late at night, leaves rustle there. Should I live and should I live? No one wants to die. Are you no one too? Good, then we're not alone. Please don't die. It's good advice I don't want. My kind of sadness is like my favorite tree, planted long before me. Shadow punctured now and then with light, when gusts ghost through, and that's enough for me. The garden was strong, except the lilies planted in full sun didn't make it. I planted a new tree to honor what I had lost. One day I'll rest in its shade, should I live that long. And just so I don't end on that note, Ode to the Corpse Flower. I did not intend for any connection in those things now that I'm thinking about that. And the corpse flower, you know, Cornell just had one that blossomed not too long ago. You know, they're big, they smell. There used to be a language of, you know, if you wanted to tell someone you just want to be friends, you send them a certain kind of flower. If you wanted to tell them, hey, I really like you, but I have this other person or whatever, you send them a different kind of flower. All that stuff. So, Ode to the Corpse Flower. In the language of flowers, I am the one who says, fuck you. I won't be anyone's nosegay. This Mary is her own talking bouquet. Never let a man speak for you or call you what he wants. I learned that the hard way. Amorphophallus titanum. It sure sounds pretty in a dead tongue, except it's Latin for big ugly dick. I mean, I am, but what an asshole scientist. I prefer to think of myself, and this may sound vain, as a goddess, cadaver dressed in drag. My stage name, Versace Medusa. Part Lilith, part calla lily. Keep your heteronormative birds and bees. Give me the necrophiliacs, the freaks, the meat-eating beetle and flesh fly. There I go again, allies, getting all hot and bothered, being vulgar, vulgar meaning common, as when something is below you, like a girl forbidden to say fuck. It makes a woman sound so common. Oh, come on. That's all you expect from a flower, to be likable, but to keep it raw and 100 is to be abhorred. Fine, but even the haters will pay to hold their nose at a halftime show. They'll claim they are beyond Beyonce, sick of Selena, yet they can't look away from the live cam. No one wants to miss the showgirl as she breaks through the cake, unhooks her lingerie, La Virgen de Guadalupe with a twist of Santa Muerte. What in the hell is she wearing? Glad you ask. Death is the new Christian Dior. The latest Chanel is corpse smell. I am the weak old ham-hock whore of horticulture. I bring the hothouse haute couture, and I always come in last place. dressed to the nines, I get what I want, which is to be the 10th muse. Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz, little Evita de Buenos Aires, screwing and screwing over los descamisados on my rainbow tour. Fuck Whitman, fuck Pound, give me Emiliti. Speaking of which, have I ever told you, Daddy? Sun gods get me hard. You want it? I got it. Let me show you how a chola really leans. Mother Nature may wear floral, but I ain't your mama. I thirst like Betty Boop at Peacock, Marilyn Monroe, blowing in an air vent. Say Malinche, say Truvada whore, give me more. I thrive in shade. My throat is my throne, so queen me, bitch.